Parentless and homeless at the age of 16, Gina had no money, no family, no transportation, no appointed guardian to take care of her. And she was on her own. I want you to take a look at this.
My parents, they were the best parents I could have ever imagined. I don't remember a time growing up where I didn't feel close to my parents. At first I didn't really realize how sick my dad was until he had to stop working. About 2 weeks after we had just gotten our first house, my dad passed away. He was dying on an operation table getting a pacemaker put in. In my head I was complaining that I had to go to the hospital when I could have been saying goodbye even though I wasn't there. After my dad passed away, we moved out into an apartment. I was 15 at the time. My mom, she had had a stroke and a heart attack by that time. Once I realized she was sick, I didn't want her to have to do anything. We got Social Security. I got survivor's benefits from my dad. I managed the money. I made all the appointments. I set aside her medication. My mother passed away on the 25th of July, 22 months after my dad did. So I moved with some friends of mine. It wasn't much, but it was a ride to school and a place to sleep. Sometimes going to school, you can look around and see people complaining that they didn't get to go to that movie last week. I was thinking about the next place I was going to live and how I was going to eat lunch today. My dad always promised me that he would be there at least to see me graduate, because he made me promise I would. I would give anything just to hear them yell at me again. It's very hard without them. Some days I'll wake up wondering where my parents are.
Please welcome Gina to the show. You were adopted, right?
Yes.
And you always knew you were adopted.
Yeah, my parents let me know when I was 7 years old.
7 years old. Well, let's talk about that for a second, because sometimes when parents do that, it's kind of, ostracizing a child. But your parents let you know that you were adopted because they wanted you to know how much they loved you.
Yes.
Right? When did you start to know that something was wrong with your father?
Well, when the hospital trip started, it started out once every month and once every week until we had to end up going to the emergency room every night.
Every night. And when he went into the hospital, you were told it was kind of a routine. They were going to just put in a pacemaker. He was going to be okay.
You see, I had woken up in my brother's house alone. Everybody was gone, so I thought that they had gone to breakfast. And about 11, my mom calls me and tells me that he was recovering and that they were putting in a pacemaker at the time.
So you thought he was okay?
Yeah, I did. The thoughts going through my head was making this one little hospital waiting room kit to keep myself busy and how I didn't want to be there.
Mm-hmm. And then you got another call.
No, I found out on accident that my dad had died while my mother was calling me. She never told me. She never intended for me to find out.
Did you ever get a chance to mourn your father? Because as soon as your father passed away, everything fell on your shoulders.
To tell the truth, no, I didn't. I didn't even cry at his funeral. I was taking care of my mother.
And everybody, the other family members were saying to you how cold and how cold of a person you were, but for you, the only thing that was going through your mind was how you were going to keep your mom alive.
Yeah, as soon as he passed away, it was like half of her was missing.
You went by your mom's room one night, and you heard her in the room saying what?
My mom prayed to both my grandfather, who had passed away, and my dad every night. And one night I got up and I heard her crying and begging my dad to come and take her with him.
Because she wanted to go.
She wanted to be with him.
You went in that day and decided that you were going to take over, pretty much, right?
Well, the next day we were sitting around having breakfast and we got into an argument and I told her what I had found out. We spent the entire day arguing. By the time it was over, we sorted a lot of things out and I decided I didn't want her to have to worry about things. So I took over with bills, medication. The only thing she ever did was drive because it was the only thing I couldn't do.
15 years old? You're 15 at this time?
Yes.
You're taking the checks that they gave you, the survival benefits?
And my mother's...
Social Security?
Yes.
And you were cashing those, making sure that...
She had them signed and I went to cash them.
couple times the electricity got cut off?
2 or 3 times, yes.
Water get cut off?
No, water was included in the rent.
Okay, so at least I didn't.
Yeah.
You're making ends meet, and now your mom started getting sicker.
Yeah, I guess, being that my dad took its toll on her a lot. We didn't really know that she was too sick. She had chest pains and she had a lot of medication, but it wasn't until she asked to go to the hospital.
When you took her to the hospital, did you think that maybe Mom was going to pass too?
I didn't think so. By this time, a trip to the emergency room was no big deal. I was used to it. She wasn't having chest pains, but she just told me that she really wanted to go to the hospital. And we had to tell the hospital she had chest pains to get her into the critical care unit. And when they got there, they found out she had a urinary tract infection. She stayed in critical care for about 3 days before the infection went into her bloodstream and caused a major heart attack.
But Gina, at this point in time, no other family members had stepped in. Nobody was helping you. You're in the hospital, and your father's passed away 22 months before. When did the doctor come in and tell you your mom had passed? How did you find out?
My grandmother called us to tell us, and she didn't tell me, but I answered the phone. She asked to speak with my brother, and as soon as I gave it to him, I just got everyone's shoes, got everyone's jackets, and waited at the door.
You knew.
I just knew.
I'm going to take a break. We'll find out what happened when we came back. We'll be back right after this.
I came home, and then I found my mom, and she was dead. I was in shock. I called my sister. The day that my mother was murdered by her uncle, who then committed suicide, I was in my college dorm, and that day I got that call, everything changed.